Welcome to the deep dive.
Hmm.
Today, we're plunging into something really fascinating about competitive performance.
Mm-hmm.
We all get that physical strength, speed, agility. That's the bedrock of sports. It's obvious.
Right, it's fundamental.
But what if there's this invisible battlefield where the real champions are made?
Yeah.
Just as vital as the track or the court.
It's a powerful idea, isn't it? And the material we're looking at today really builds a strong case for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it argues that while physical training is, pushed to the absolute max these days, there's this growing understanding that mental sharpness is not just nice to have, it's becoming the ultimate competitive edge.
The ultimate edge.
Yeah.
So why now? Why is it increasingly seen that way? Has something changed?
Well, that's part of what we want to unpack.
Okay, so our mission today is to pull out the key insights from our sources on this link between brain health and athletic performance. We'll look at the specific cognitive skills that seem to separate the good from the truly great athletes.
And maybe some surprising ways to actually sharpen those skills.
Exactly. Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's start with the main point from the source material. It really stresses that, even if athletes push their bodies to the limit,
Right.
games can still be lost, big moments missed, if the brain isn't firing on all cylinders.
I like that phrase, firing on all cylinders. It really captures it.
It does.
It makes you think that, okay, sustained focus, super fast reactions, that mental grit, these aren't just bonuses anymore.
No, the source presents them as essentials, absolutely crucial for winning.
It suggests your physical training only gets you so far if your brain isn't, optimized.
Precisely. And modern sports, they demand this incredible symphony of mind and body working together. The brain is kind of like the master conductor, right?
The conductor, yeah.
Orchestrating everything, moves, strategy, reactions. And our sources break down the specific cognitive skills top athletes need. Skills you can almost train like muscles.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? I mean, you see those players who seem to see things in slow motion, or they just know it's coming.
Exactly that kind of thing. First up, laser focus and attention.
Oh, yeah?
And this isn't just tuning out the obvious stuff. It's actively blocking crowd noise, pressure, everything to lock onto the next critical action.
Total concentration.
Then, blazing fast reaction time, responding instantly to a pitch, a serve, a sudden play change. That tiny fraction of a second. Huge difference.
Absolutely huge. You see it all the time. What else is critical?
Well, following on from that is strategic decision-making under pressure.
The big moments.
Yeah, adapting on the fly, making the winning call when the stakes are highest, clock ticking down. Then there's mental stamina and endurance. This is huge. Maintaining that clear thinking, that sharpness, even when you're totally exhausted, deep into a match or through a long, grinding season.
Well, I can feel that one even off the field. Mental fatigue is real. It's tough to stay sharp when you're worn out. And the pressure doesn't help.
Which leads right into stress resilience and poise.
Okay.
Staying calm, composed when everything's chaotic, and crucially, bouncing back fast from mistakes. A missed shot, a bad call, you can't let it derail you.
Recovering quickly, yeah.
And finally, anticipation and pattern recognition. This is that almost predictive ability, reading plays, guessing opponent moves, seeing things develop before they happen, like you said, seeing the game unfold.
Okay, so we've got these vital cognitive skills.
Yeah.
But how do they connect to the actual, health and efficiency of the brain?
Yeah.
What's the mechanism linking a healthy brain to, say, faster reactions?
That's a great question. And the source material draws some really direct lines.
Okay.
For instance, strong attention. That helps athletes perform under pressure because a well-functioning brain can literally filter out the noise better. It prioritizes the important stuff.
Cleaner execution.
Exactly. And a faster, more efficient brain, think less friction in the neural pathways that directly means faster responses on the field. Information just gets processed quicker.
So it's not just practice, practice, practice. It's also about the brain's basic operating speed.
Right. And for decision-making, the source points to cognitive flexibility, working memory, judgment, especially under stress. These all depend heavily on a healthy prefrontal cortex.
Makes sense.
And endurance. Mental energy is what keeps you going deep into overtime through those long seasons. When the brain gets tired, focus and decisions just plummet.
You see it happen. Athletes just mentally check out when they're physically drained. The brain can't keep pushing.
And lastly, overall, brain health ties directly into emotional regulation.
staying calm.
Yeah, keeping that poise amid chaos. It's the brain managing its own chemistry, its own responses effectively.
Okay, this is where it gets really practical, I think. Just like training your body, the sources suggest you can actually train your brain for these skills.
Yes, exactly.
So what kind of exercises are we talking about? What can athletes actually do?
Well, the sources list a few concrete tools. First, visual tracking drills.
Okay, what are those like?
Designed to improve anticipation, peripheral vision. Think of a batter tracking the ball right out of the pitcher's hand.
Or a point guard seeing the whole court.
Exactly. Or a tennis player reading the spin instantly.
Got it. What else?
Then, reaction time games. These build that instant response. Could be digital things like online tests or physical drills using lights or sounds that demand a quick action.
Sharpening those reflexes.
Next, decision simulations. Using game film, maybe even strategy video games, to practice making quick choices in a safe space.
Like mental reps for high-pressure moments.
You got it. Rehearsing those scenarios. And for managing that pressure we talked about, mindfulness and visualization, breathing techniques, mental imagery. Basically building the mental muscle to stay focused and calm when things get intense, creating that internal quiet space.
Interesting. And there's a pro tip in the source here that seems almost too simple. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day on these brain drills. That's it.
It sounds small, but consistency is key, right? Like any training.
Yeah.
A dedicated brain workout.
A small investment for potentially a huge return.
But, you know, even the best trained engine needs the right fuel.
Ah, good point.
And that's where the sources shift focus a bit to the role of nutrition in brain performance. It's not just training, it's also about providing clean, consistent brain energy.
Okay, so not just what you do with the brain, but what you feed it. The source mentions a specific product, Nutropx Power 214. What does the source say about that?
Right, so Nutropx Power 214 is described in the material as being specifically formulated to support laser focus and unparalleled mental stamina.
Okay.
It highlights a key ingredient, 250 milligrams of cognizin-citicoline.
Cognizin-citicoline.
Yeah, according to the source, this is a compound that helps supply the brain with building blocks for cell membranes and key neurotransmitters, especially one called acetylcholine.
And acetylcholine is important for...
Vital for memory, focus, and that rapid cognitive processing we've been talking about.
So it's aimed at optimizing the brain's internal communication network for speed and clarity, not just a caffeine buzz.
That seems to be the idea presented. The claimed benefits are pretty specific, supporting clear, sustained concentration, helping athletes ignore distractions, enhancing neurotransmitter function for that split-second processing faster reactions, providing mental stamina without the crash you get from some stimulants, which is important for long events.
Yeah, no jitters or crashes.
And offering a kind of clear-headed calm, promoting focus and composure. The source suggests taking it 15-30 minutes before training or games and notes the liquid form helps it absorb quickly.
Okay, that gives us a picture of how specific nutrition might fit in. And it seems the source looks beyond just the next game too, touching on longer-term brain health and athletic longevity.
It does, yeah. It briefly mentions another product, Nutropx 5 Brain.
What's that for?
Described as supporting daily resilience, memory, inflammation recovery, which is interesting, and overall cognitive endurance, kind of like daily maintenance.
And there was one more mentioned.
Yes, Extra Brain Advanced Probiotic. This one targets the gut-brain connection, focusing on mood, immunity, and stress resilience, highlighting how gut health impacts brain function.
Right, the gut-brain axis. That's a big topic now, so it's a more holistic approach being presented.
Seems so. The source frames these three together, Power 214 for immediate performance, 5 Brain for daily support, and Extra Brain for the gut connection as the Nutropx NeuroEssentials stack.
Yep.
The idea presented is achieving comprehensive brain wellness and total cognitive optimization by addressing these different angles.
Wow. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. If we boil it all down, what's the main message we should take away from this deep dive?
I think the core message is pretty clear. In high-level competition today, the real difference maker is increasingly mental. By actively training your brain focus, reaction, decision-making, and supporting it nutritionally, like the source suggests, well, that's how you can gain a serious edge.
Recognizing the brain is maybe the most critical asset an athlete has. All right, so here's something for you, our listeners, to think about. The source material is pretty direct, investing in your cognitive capital. Fueling your mind, it says, can help you win more games. So what does this focus on the mental game mean for your performance? Not just in sports, but maybe in any high-pressure part of your life. Could be a crucial meeting, a tough project, or just staying sharp day to day, how might thinking about your brain as your ultimate competitive advantage change your approach? Something to chew on.